Welcome to OnFire, where we get to know Bethel members more by asking fire questions. For our second episode ever, we have Se-Hoon Kim as our guest.
Hello.
He's a second-class midshipman at U.S. Naval Academy. He's studying robotics engineering. Before we begin with the ramens, these ramens are going to be pretty spicy. So we're going to need a little bit of help. So we're going to get either milk, soy milk, soda, or ranch. Just one.
Just one?
Just one out of those four.
Okay.
So you have to pick a number between 1 and 4.
And it's like, I don't know which one's which?
Yeah, I don't know which one's which either. And then we both get that same thing.
Okay.
So my fate is on you too. So tell me.
I pick a number?
Yeah.
1 through 4?
Yeah.
Or 1 through 5? 3.
What does it say?
Milk!
Milk! Bring in the milk!
Let's go.
Let's go. For our first ramen, we have the classic. Or
Maruchan.
the cheap classic. The American classic.
The American classic. It's
So,
good though. It's good.
It is. Let's dig in. You're from Virginia Beach. You went to high school there. But I think you're originally from Korea, right?
I was born in Korea.
Yeah, tell us how you grew up, where you went to school, how you were like as a kid.
So I was born in Seoul, Korea, and then like when I was like 2 or 3, I forget which age, I think it was 3, I immigrated to America. And we first went to San Francisco for like 6 months. And after that, one of my dad's like 선배s from his high school that he went to was like, yo, Virginia Beach is the place. So we moved to Virginia Beach and stayed there ever since. The first church I went to was called Eden.
Oh,
Yeah. And like I've just like the churches I went to were like really like Korean. Like we didn't. The only EM service there was like youth group EM, and everything else was in Korean. Like the Cheongnyam, like the college was in Korean. The adult service was all in Korean. So when I came to Bethel and like the adults started speaking English to me, I like freaked out. I was like, "What's going on?" Like I don't know how to react to this.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, because like usually I say like "집사님" and stuff like that. And they're like, I'm like, I don't know what to say.
You call them by their first name.
Yeah, I'm like, that's weird.
Can I do that?
Okay. But yeah.
Nice. When you're ready, we can go to our second ramen.
Let me finish this real quick.
Oh, finish. You hear that, Julia? He's finishing his ramen. Jin ramen. It's one of those classics in Korea.
I love chin ramen.
So you are at Naval Academy, as we talked about. And that's like kind of like a non-traditional path, right? Like most of us go to like, College Park, UMBC and stuff. How did you decide to go to UF Naval Academy? And
so my sister did ROTC, so that's like the Navy part of like normal colleges, and because she did that mainly to help pay for college. It's like she basically convinced me to like apply to Naval Academy. And one of my friends from my high school that graduated 3 years before me, he was at the Naval Academy, and he like also convinced me, and he like gave me a tour in like my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this place is like really cool. I think I want to go, and like it's also whole school's free, so that's like super nice. So yeah, that was like financial reasons like was one of the biggest reasons, but also like people convinced me, like my friends and stuff.
So how has that been? I mean, I've heard plebe summer.
Yeah.
I read today that not everyone makes out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, about like 1 in 6 people actually don't make it, which...
Oh, that's... No. So like, the whole plebe class is like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that drop out during plebe summer is like 20.
Oh.
So it's like 2%.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's not that big of a dropout rate. Yeah.
What are some of your like worst/favorite memories?
About plebe summer?
Yeah. Is it a secret? Can you tell us?
Yeah. No, there's nothing confidential about it. My worst memory... So we all have people that train us that are like yelling at us the entire time during plebe summer. And plebe summer is a 7-week program, and that's like our initiation into the academy basically. Yeah. We're just like always like we get up at 5:30 every morning and like go run and like do physical training. But yeah, my worst memory was there was these 2 trainers, and we call them detailers. So they're Korean.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're like kind of the same size, and kind of like. They don't look that similar at all. They're both Korean, so like I should be able to tell the difference.
Oh shit!
But like I usually wear glasses, but one day I wasn't wearing my glasses, so I called them by the wrong name. Cause like one's name was Mr. Chun, and the other's name was Mr. Lee. And I called Mr. Lee Mr. Chun 3 times in a row, and they like ripped me apart for like 10 minutes because of that. And they're like, "You're Korean, and you don't even know how to tell them." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, sir." But that was like my worst memory. And my best memory, every week, at the end of every week, we give our address to our parents and family members before we go to boot camp because after, like once we go into boot camp, like we have to give our phones away.
Yeah,
we have no contact with like the outer world. Yeah, we get like letters and stuff. And so when you get letters from like family members and like we can like they can like send like packages like with like Korean food in it. Yeah, and like I got like a package of like chocolate pies and like letters. That was like my happiest moment.
Did you cry?
Yeah. No, I didn't cry.
You didn't cry?
I was definitely close to it. Yeah.
You know how military members for their like balls, galas, sometimes go on their Twitters and then ask their crush.
Yeah.
So if you had a choice, which person would you ask?
Kajan from AOA. I love you. He's like my crush. Yeah.
We'll make it happen. Next up is Shinramyeon.
This is actually kind of spicy.
This one is
like
where
depending on how you make it.
Like we don't need milk right now, but
yeah.
We're gonna need it real soon.
We might need it. Yeah. Fourth round.
One of the questions that I have for you is like, as you have gotten to know yourself more in college, what's the one thing that you have noticed about yourself that you like? You're like, oh, I'm like this and I'm really proud of it. And it's like one insecurity / fear that you noticed about yourself.
So our school is divided into 30 companies and there's like 160 people in each company and like we rank each other. And then like when they rank you, they like put a comment on like what your like trait was.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is like a lot of people say I'm like patient with other people. I can like listen to other people's problems and just like I like don't really get mad. It's like really hard to make me mad. So like I guess that's one thing I like about myself. Nice. I'm like pretty patient.
Yeah.
One thing I don't like about myself is like I'm like really self-conscious of what other people think of me. Like too self-conscious sometimes. In like a bad way where like I'm just like I like think about like my status way too much to the point where like if I see someone I don't like try to be with them and like I'm trying to change that because it's really bad. Yeah. Nunchi is like yeah.
What's like a random fear that you have?
I'm really scared of heights.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like a rational scare, like irrational fear.
Don't you have to do a lot of jumping and stuff as a training?
So like one of our trainings is we have to jump off. You know like diving boards in like Olympics?
Yeah. Like
there's like a 10 meter one?
Yeah.
A 10 meter one's like, I don't know the math, it's probably like 60 feet. But we have to jump off that to pass our swim class. And it's so scary. It's like you're literally in the air for 2 minutes. I mean 2 seconds, sorry. 2 minutes is way, 2 seconds. And I got so scared.
So before we go on to our next ramen, we have a special little break.
Can I take a napkin?
It's called egg roulette. So this is how it's gonna work.
Oh no.
We have 5 eggs.
You don't have to do this.
4 of them are cooked, and 1 is not.
Okay.
So we're gonna put it down right here.
Wow, you guys really didn't tell me anything.
We're gonna go back and forth.
Okay.
Picking 1 egg each.
Can I if I touch it, I have to take it?
Yeah. Come on. We'll do 1 each right now. Eat this ramen.
Yeah.
And then before the last one, do 1 each more.
Alright,
I'll go first. Actually, let's go together.
Okay.
Oh, mine is a little warm, so I feel like mine's...
Ready,
right.
set, go. Hey.
Nice! The real challenge starts now. So we've heard now, you grew up in church your whole life, but we want to get to know you more. Like, when did you actually start believing in the gospel, and how'd you come to your faith?
Wow, okay, that hit me. That just hit me like, wow, okay. When I was in youth group in one of my churches, our samonim for the church kind of led the youth group because we didn't have a youth pastor at that time. And we did this thing called like a discipleship training where we would meet every Saturday and like kind of learn. So that's when I like really started to like understand the Bible and stuff and understand God. But like, and when I really met him was my sophomore year of high school. My grandma passed away. Or like she got into an accident. She was like in a coma at that point, at that time. So my mom went to Korea to like kind of meet her before she passed away. And while she was there, like she went to a Korean hospital and like got kind of like checked up, like a scan to see if like she had anything. And like it turned out she had like breast cancer, and it was like stage 3, which is like pretty high stage. So so when she found out she had breast cancer, she had to like stay in Korea to get chemo. So all my sophomore year, I didn't see her at all. Like during that time, my whole church like kind of came together and like helped our family like really well. Like they just like gathered around, and like from that like I realized like wow, like God is really there to like take care of me, take care of our family. And like he's like working through the people around me to help me throughout our struggles. So that's why I was like wow, juice is real. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm crying because of it's spicy, not because I'm.
So how is your mom now?
All her cancer's gone. Wow. So yeah, really a huge blessing. Yeah. Oh. Oh man. I'm like actually crying right now. It's so spicy.
Woo. What if it's raw? You know, we can just clean up our
Oh,
How about
man.
let's do it against each other? Let's
No, you already said it. You already said it.
change?
No, you already said it.
Mine's cool too.
We're gonna hit each other with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, no, that.
Mine's real cold.
I'm
It's
scared.
kind of like watery.
Okay, let's do this.
Alright, come.
Oh man, okay, wait.
Come a little closer.
I feel like it's gonna like splash all over me. Ready, set, go.
Alright, we're gonna go straight into the. Gosh.
I'm so sorry.
We've heard about your past.
Uh-huh.
We've heard about your present. So we're curious about your future. So what are your hopes and dreams for in those 5 years and even beyond that? What's your dream? What do you want to do?
Okay. As for like the Naval Academy, after you graduate,
Yeah.
you have to select a community you have to go in. And like the four most common communities are the surface warfare, which is just normal ships that
Yeah.
you see. And then there's a sub community, which is submarines, Marine Corps, which is the Marines, and then pilot. So those are the four main ones. And the one I'm on the fence right now between is submarines and surface warfare. So over the summer, I'm gonna be like on a training like in like 3 weeks. For 3 weeks, I'm gonna be on like a submarine and see if I like it. And that's gonna help me decide if I want to be on a submarine or on like a surface warfare ship.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get automatically deployed into like war situations?
So it depends on like what your ship is doing and like where you're stationed and stuff. But like if you're say it's like Marine Corps, they get deployed into like Afghanistan and Syria and things like that. So they have like the highest likelihood of like going into like dangerous situations. But ships as well go on like 7-month deployments to like the Middle East and things like that. So
Oh no.
yeah.
So beyond those years, if you can think of like, this would be my perfect scenario of my life in 10 years, what would it look like? What would you be doing?
I would not be in the Navy.
I thought you like it.
Yeah, but like not my whole life. I don't know. I really.
You be with Seoul.
I would be with Haryan. I would be with Haryan. We'd have 3 kids. But I really like. I'm not like a super into cars or anything, but I really want to like work in like a car company and help build cars when I grow up. Like that's like my future dream. That's why I'm like trying to be like an engineer, even though I'm like kind of stupid. I'm struggling, but it's a lot of fun. So.
All right, so you did it. We've heard about your dreams, your fears, your everything. Now the floor is yours. You can talk about anything you want. Camera, encouragements.
To the church?
Church, whoever. Maybe it's your sister. Maybe it's Haryan. Whoever it could be. Look at the camera.
Alright, I guess to the church. To like the Bethel, BCF, and just like the whole church in general. Oh my gosh. I really want to thank you for this opportunity to eat spicy food with Jay. But also like when I first came to church, like usually when you like go to a new church, it's like hard to fit in. But at Bethel, I felt really welcome. The first day I came. So me and like all my friends that come from the Naval Academy, we always talk about like how friendly everybody is at Bethel, and like we really love you guys, and like we really love coming to the church. So thank you guys for like being so welcoming. And I feel like it's like a really close-knit like family here. And even though I've only been here for like 6-7 months, I feel like I already got to like know everybody, and I've been accepted by everybody. So thank you so much for that. And to like Pastor Abe for like setting up. Yeah, he set up our like college group at the Naval Academy. It's been like 2 weeks, so like thank you, Pastor Abe, for that, for caring for us, and all the people, all the college group leaders and things like that. So Yeah. Keep it up. Hey guys, I hope you liked this video. It was super spicy. Yeah. Anyways, if you liked the video, please hit like, subscribe, and watch the next video. Because I don't know who's in the next video, but it could be you. So if you want to be in the next video, comment below and make sure to like, subscribe, and see the next video. Okay? Follow me. Like, subscribe, watch the next video. Like, subscribe, watch the next video. Cool.